Hello and welcome to Project Art Now. Not long ago, I made a video talking about stories set in the summer, although it was barely summer anymore. So now that we are in the initial stages of autumn, it is the perfect time to make a video on the wonderful season of the falling leaves. If you have any favorite autumn tales or have created one yourself, please let me know in the comment section. Now, it's time to announce the manga of the week, Melancholy of Susumiya Haruhi. It's one of those whimsical stories with fun art. Always, I do a fan art from the manga of the week. Hope you like this one, which include Kayon, Haruhi Tsutsujima, Itsuki Koizumi, and Yuki Nagato. Remember, you can get the manga of the week via the link of the description. While you are there, follow me on my social media. I'd love to interact with all of you. Also, take a look at my store where you'll find lots of quality products with plenty of original designs. Finally, if you are into fantasy and science fiction, then you'll love the Project Sare. Now, let's talk about stories set in autumn, otherwise known as the fall. First, take a quick look at the advantages and disadvantages of setting our stories on autumn. I will keep it simple and only mention a couple for each. Also, there are so many other factors to consider, so just because I point out to a certain advantage or disadvantage, don't give it too much weight. First, the pros. Generally speaking, autumn it's when the schools open and the kids or even the adults in some cases are back to classes. It might not be everybody's favorite moment, but it definitely makes for some interesting stories. The second advantage works mostly for horror. I'm sure I don't have to explain why. I mean, technically a scary story can be told at any time, what we are now when it's the true spooky season. While there are surely more advantages, let's go on the opposite side and consider a couple of disadvantages of setting a story in autumn. First one is oddly related to one of the advantages. You see, not everybody but most people, when thinking about autumn, they cannot help but to think about Halloween. And so when having an autumn story, a lot of people will expect it to be a Halloween related, even if it only in the slightest. Now, do not get me wrong, a Halloween story could be great if that's what you want to create, but if you want to have an autumn tale since the Halloween, you should be free to do so, yet the expectation is always there. The second disadvantage is, you know what? I cannot think of any other disadvantage. Not saying there isn't any other, but nothing comes to mind. Anyway, if you think any, please do comment it. Now, let's take a look at 3 different stories set in autumn. Now, the 3 stories I want to add to this list need to be true autumn stories, or in other words, stories that cannot work in any other season. First, we have Patrick McHale's Over the Garden Wall. This is an animated miniseries with a true autumn feeling, and while there is a Halloween element to it, the story doesn't depend on the spooky celebration for it to be an autumn tale. In fact, long before they reach the point where Halloween is even mentioned, one can sense the fall season out of it, mostly from a visual perspective. The second story is The Golden Acorn by Catherine Cooper. This is the first in a fantasy series. The story doesn't explicitly make any autumn reference, at least none that I can remember, and the only time it uses the word fall is the verb, not the season. There's a point where leaves fall from a tree, but it's happening because the vibration of a truck. Not only there is no mention of autumn, the other seasons made their way into the story in one way or another. So why I'm including it here? Well, despite all that, as I read the book, I will imagine most of the scenes in my mind in an autumn setting. Now, I don't know if the author intended for this or not, but I can say with confidence The Golden Acorn is a story set in autumn. Yes, the other seasons are there, but you know, overall. The final story is An Autumn Crush by Millie Johnson. Okay, so the word autumn, it's literally on the title, but it goes beyond. Now, this is a romance story with some spice I'm sure many will enjoy. Personally, I don't tend to go for that kind of stories, nothing wrong with it, just not my cup of tea. The thing is, it fits the topic of this video so well, I had no option but to include it. Autumn is known among other things for being the harvest season, while in An Autumn Crush, they harvest love. What do you think of those 3 stories? Have you heard of them before? Do any of them pique your interest? I'd love to know. Left a comment with your thoughts. Would you all agree autumn? Hope you enjoyed this video and you'll be back next week. Bye.